What's up, guys? It's George, and today is day 14 of my solid food vacation, my juice fast, my juice feast, my deep cleanse, and I feel absolutely amazing. So in this video, I'm going to share with you about the specific results I achieved, the weight loss results, what all I experienced, how I felt, what kind of juices that I was consuming every day, how many calories a day that I was consuming, and how I plan on breaking the fast. But before I jump into the rest of this video, real quick, take a look at these day-by-day transformation pictures. So as you can see, my body transformed a lot in just 2 short weeks, 14 days. And in fact, I lost 20 pounds, which is just mind-blowing. But to be completely fair, the weekend before I started, I did consume a lot of food. I did really pack it down. I mean, the day before I started was Mother's Day, and I went to a Mother's Day brunch with my family. It was buffet style, and so I was just packing it down. And all the rest of that day and that evening, I was still packing down food. I knew I was going into a 2-week juice fast, so I wanted to make sure I took advantage of every last, bite of food. And so really, during that first, 2 days or so, you lose a lot of weight really quickly, just because, it's stuff coming at you, the food's coming at you, as well as a lot of it is water retention, water weight coming at you. And then after that, I found that I, eventually moved into where I was losing about a steady ½ pound to 1 pound a day. That seemed to be pretty consistent. So I'd say realistically, I probably lost, about 10 to 12 pounds of actual body fat. I don't really feel like I lost muscle mass. I know that's one of the biggest fears that a lot of people have, especially guys. They think if they fast that they're gonna lose all their muscle. But there's just so many myths when it comes to health and fitness. And, that you're going to lose all your muscle doing a fast is a big one. Obviously if you go long enough, you're doing like a 30-day water fast or something, then yeah, you're definitely going to, your body's going to be feeding off your muscle and everything, so you'll lose muscle mass then. But the reason why I chose to do a juice fast specifically is because of the fact that there's, I love intermittent fasting. I love, I do dry fasting. I've done water fasts. Juice fasting really is my favorite because it's not as taxing on your body. As for example, like a water fast. During a water fast, I don't really have as much energy. Same thing with a dry fast. You guys have seen my dry fasting videos, and I found that kind of moving into like day 2 and beyond, that the energy, you really start, losing energy. It's hard for you to train, hard for you to work out. And so on a juice feast, on a juice fast, a solid food vacation where all you're consuming is juices, you're still getting a lot of calories, and so, it's not as taxing on the body. You still have a lot of energy. I mean, I was, still a little bit of work, still a little bit of train, still a little bit of exercise, and it wasn't, I still had a lot of energy. That's why doing a juice feast, a juice fast, really is my favorite kind of fast, because you just feel so good. You have so much energy. And speaking of juices, I was consuming probably about 1,000 to 2,000 calories a day. I was making all my own fresh juice at home. I have 2 juicers. I got a citrus juicer, and then I also have a slow masticating juicer. And so I was making most of my juices. I was making on my own. I did get some other juices, from like juice bars and things like that. But I'd say probably like 85%. I was making right at home, and so I was probably consuming, from what I calculated, about 1,000 to 2,000 calories a day. So still plenty of calories. Some days less. I mean, there were some days where it'd be the end of the day, and I'd be like, you know what, I didn't even really have much juice today. But I felt fine. I felt great because you're getting so much nutrients. Your body's getting flooded with all that incredible nutrients from the fruits and the vegetables that you don't feel as deprived. It's said that our bodies are a lot more hungry for nutrients than it is for calories, and so that's what's the beautiful part about a juice feast, is that it's just like, you're just showering your body with all these incredible antioxidants, superfoods, nutrients, and you really feel great. I mean, I had a lot of energy. I could tell on some days when all of a sudden it was like I started to feel more tired, or I could feel like more emotional or something like that. It's time for a juice, and immediately I would go and I would make like a fresh squeezed orange juice, a grapefruit juice, and immediately I would feel the energy like like batteries charged, like immediately I would feel my emotions that I felt better, felt my energy felt better, and boom. And so I think that's a big mistake a lot of people make when they are doing like a juice fast, that they don't consume enough calories. They're just like juicing like celery juice, which has basically no calories, and then they're wondering why they feel so tired and they don't have any energy. Well, you got to be smart about it. You really, just because you're doing a juice feast doesn't mean that you shouldn't have any calories. And that's why they call it a juice feast, because really, you can, from what I've heard, you can almost consume as much juice as you want. You just consume until you're content, and that's what I did. I wasn't like doing it until I felt stuffed or felt overdoing it. I just was drinking about one glass of juice at a time, probably about 8 to 12 ounces at a time, and then I'd be fine for several hours. I would feel totally fine. So what kind of juices was I consuming? All kinds. I mean, lots of fruit juice, lots of vegetables. I mean everything. Celery, lettuce, spinach, kale, cucumbers, beets, turmeric, ginger, lots of fruits. I mean, pineapple, mangoes. Of course, in my citrus fruits, because I live in Florida, the Sunshine State, got to represent. So I had a ton of orange juice, ton of grapefruit. Also I had my garden, so I was juicing a lot of things from my garden, like aloe, moringa, kale. I was also juicing a lot of the leaves. A lot of people don't know that, but in researching, I was trying to think of other things to juice. I discovered that a lot of leaves have incredible health benefits. So I was juicing mango leaves, so not just the mangoes, but the leaves off the plant as well. Sweet potato leaves, I was juicing sweet potato leaves. So there's a lot of leaves. I want to research even more, because I didn't realize that so many of the fruit plants, the leaves, have tremendous amount of value. I was actually juicing the orange peels as well. The orange peels have a tremendous amount of nutrients and antioxidant in it. So I would cut up and throw the whole orange into my slow masticating juicer and just juice up the whole orange. So I was juicing a lot of things, all kinds of things. And that's what, it was delicious. I mean, it was so tasty having all these incredible, juices all the time. So it makes it, you don't really feel like you're that deprived, because it's like you're just drinking these like candy-like drinks. But you want to make sure, at least I find that I operate best when I'm having both fruits and vegetables as well. So I'm juicing, some people I know go just fruits, some people just veggies, but I find that based on my experimentation so far, that I find that I operate and I feel great juicing a combination of both. Lots of fruits, because fruits have a lot of the fructose, and then also a lot of veggies as well. So I found that week 2 was easier than week 1, which it's kind of hard, but if you research on people that fast, look on YouTube, other people's videos, I think you'll hear that as a common theme, that the further you get into it, the easier it gets. Right now is day 14, and I easily feel like I could go another week or a couple of weeks. Like I feel totally fine. I don't feel, what happens is that eventually your hunger cravings just kind of start to disappear. I have like zero hunger craving at all. It's something really magical happened around like day 9, day 10. I journaled about it and I was like, wow, all of a sudden it was like something switched. and I just felt like super energetic. I felt my emotions were really high. I felt so happy. I felt so good. And all hunger cravings kind of went away. Because I remember today is Sunday, so I remember last week on Sunday, day 7, walking my dog. I live in downtown Dunedin, and so I remember walking around the town, and you could smell all the food from all the restaurants, and it just smelled so good. And I was like, oh gosh, you know, it makes me so hungry. But it really went away. Like now I don't feel that. Like I don't feel that like hunger cravings. I went out to Tijuana Flats with my daughter. We kind of have a ritual. We go there every Thursday. And so, you know, I've been juice feasting for the past 2 weeks, so I have just been sitting there watching her while she's eating, but she knows I love tortilla chips. That's like, you know, some of my favorite foods. And so she was teasing me like, oh yeah, come on, you know, you want a tortilla chip, but I wasn't craving it. I was like, you know what, I'm totally fine. And I think what happens is that as the sodium and everything flushes out of you, that it's like that craving kind of just goes away, you know, because a lot of, you know, we consume so much sodium, so much cooked food that it's like an addiction, you know, we're so addicted to consuming sodium-rich foods and cooked foods. And so I think that's a beautiful part about doing like an extended fast like this, especially like a juice fast, is that you break that addiction. You break that addiction to the cooked foods, to those sodium-rich foods. And in fact, you find yourself craving more healthier foods. Like if anything, I'm looking forward to breaking my fast and just eating like, you know, raw fruits and vegetables, which, you know, I know it might sound kind of weird because normally in everyday life, you know, most people probably don't crave eating like fruits and vegetables. You know, you probably crave chips, like I was saying, you know, chips are something that I normally crave like crazy. I love chips. That's like, that's kind of like my weakness. But right now, I'm not craving chips or like tortilla chips. Like I'm craving like, if anything, you know, sinking my teeth into like a nice fresh mango and just like enjoying a nice mango, or you know, some watermelon, or having a nice salad. I'm looking forward to having a nice luscious salad. And I think that's kind of interesting when you really think about it. That kind of shows us that we're probably eating way more food than we really should, and that's why we don't crave as many healthy foods. Because if you're even eating so much you know, food all the time, then naturally you're going to crave more junk food. But when you're in kind of a you know, a fasted state, it's easier to crave healthier food, which is interesting to think about. That when you're in this healthier kind of a state, a juice fasted state, that naturally you crave that healthier food. It's said that as your body becomes more alkaline, that you start to crave more alkaline types of food. Because normally, you know, our lifestyle, most people have a very acidic diet, an acidic lifestyle, and that is in our body. Our body kind of likes to preserve the state that it's in. And so, you know, most people, because they live in an acidic lifestyle and have an acidic diet, they crave acidic kind of foods. You know, sodas and burgers and pizza and things like that. But as your body becomes more alkaline, your body wants to preserve that state, and because, you know, our body resists change, then all of a sudden it switches over and you find yourself craving more healthier foods. You don't find yourself craving the soda, the junk food. You find yourself craving fresh water, fruits, veggies, and things like that. So was I exercising? Yes, I was still exercising. I was still training. I wasn't exercising as much as I normally do because I injured my neck really badly about a month ago training jiu-jitsu. I feel like I'm always saying that in my videos, but gosh, you know, I love the sport. You know, I know it's brutal, but hey, yeah, so I injured my neck, so I was kind of taking it easy. I was doing more cardio types of exercises. So I was still exercising. I was doing more cardio. I was doing yoga. I was you know, running. I was doing more cardio, and I was doing resistance bands. I love resistance bands. So, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't working out as hard as I normally do. Not because I didn't have the energy. I could have. I certainly had the energy, but I just was kind of, you know, when you're injured, you got to give your body a chance to rehabilitate itself. Now, something that's interesting is that I was still taking bowel movements all the way through. I was taking bowel movements. I mean, I thought it would stop after like the first couple of days, but pretty much every single day I made a bowel movement. I think maybe only like 2 days out of this whole 2 weeks did I not make a bowel movement. Even, you know, today I did, but I was still making bowel movements every single day, which really also says something. It's like, wow, you know, we have so much stuff in our digestive system at any one time that we don't even realize it. It's kind of gross to think about, that we think we just eat one food and that's what comes out of us the next day, but you can have food and stuff that's trapped in your our digestive system is so long. You can have food and stuff that's stuck in there for so long, just putrefying. And that's, it's said that most of our illnesses and diseases, that's where it stems from the digestive system, that most of our health comes from our digestive system. And that's, again, another reason why fasting and cleansing is so important, to clear out the digestive system, like taking a vacuum cleaner and cleaning it all out. So I was still making bowel movements the whole way through. Now, those of you guys saw my 1 week juice fast from last year, noticed that I wasn't having as many consistent bowel movements like I was this year. Last year, I had to do more enemas to get the bowel movements going. Now, something different between last year and this year is that last year when I did the juice fast, I wasn't drinking distilled water. Now, I've been drinking distilled water for about 9 months now, which helps with, that's a whole other video in itself about the benefits of distilled water. But I found that distilled water really helps, get the bowel movements going. So how will I be breaking the fast? Well, really, I'm going to follow the John Rose method. He recommends breaking your fast with some overnight soaked prunes. So that's what I'm doing. It said that any fool can fast, but it takes a wise man to break the fast. So I'm not just going to jump into eating a lot of solid food. I'm just gonna have soaked prunes on the first day, kind of listen to my body from there, see how I feel, and then just really ease my way back in. Eating like some just raw fruits and things like that. Ease my way back in slowly before jumping in having cooked food and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I feel great. I feel absolutely phenomenal. This has been such a treat, as John Rose would say. And you guys totally deserve to experience this for yourself. Give yourself this gift of good health, of healing. It's a lot of fun. Don't be scared. You'll be surprised how much energy you have. So for those of you guys that are into solid food vacations, juice fast, deep cleansing, or anything like that, share your experiences below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to answer them. You know that I pretty much reply to almost every comment that you guys ever leave. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. Hit that like button, share, and until next time, guys, hope you have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.